Hello, my peeps. This podcast is brought to you by Algebra Nation. Go LSU Tigers this weekend. Bye bye. This podcast will be on your Algebra Nation workbook, page 4.
What is half of a half? What is half of a half? Here, let's see. I'm going to get a piece of paper here. Let's see if you all can see this. Here's a whole piece of paper. There's half. There's half of a half. What is half of a half? Half of a half, you think of a pizza. I can cut a pizza in half, and then I cut it in half again. That means I have it now in fourths. I have it in quarters. I have 4 pieces. And each piece would be 1 out of the 4. So again, half of a half, that would be 1 half of 1 half. Of means to multiply. And half of a half would be 1/4. And how would I get that with these 2 fractions? 1 times 1 will give you 1, and 2 times 2 will give you 4. When multiplying fractions, one way to do this is to first change any mixed numbers to improper fractions. So if you have to, again, make them an improper fraction. Simplify any common factors in the numerator and the denominator. And then once you do that, you would multiply the numerators together and multiply the denominators together. And then at the very end, if you need to, simplify your answer. So here we go. We have 5/8 times 3/10. So first of all, there are no mixed numbers. They're already in fraction form. We're good. Any common factors in the numerator and the denominator? Well, let's see. I have 5 divided by 8 times 3 divided by 10. But 10 I can rewrite as 5 times 2. Because I have a common factor in the numerator and the denominator, 5 divided by 5 would equal 1, which means that simplifies. Once I simplify, I multiply everything in the numerator together. I multiply everything in the denominator together. So in the numerator, there's just the number 3. And on the denominator, 8 times 2 gives me 16. And that's how you multiply fractions. Let's do another. 2/9 times 15 over 8. Okay, 2 divided by 9. Well, 9 is 3 times 3, because 15 is going to be 5 times 3, which gives me a common factor in the numerator and the denominator. 8 is 2 times 4, and again, I'm starting to see more common factors here. 3 divided by 3 will give me 1, which means that simplifies. 2 divided by 2 will give me 1, which simplifies. What's left in the numerator? Just the number 5. What's left in the denominator? 3 times 4 will give me 12. That's how we're going to multiply fractions. Oh, we've got a mixed number and a mixed number, so we got to change these mixed numbers first in proper fractions. So what are we going to do? We're going to multiply, then add, keep the denominator the same. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 will give me 5. Keep the denominator. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 3 give me 19. Keep the denominator. In this case, I don't see any common factors. Like 5 I can't factor anymore, 3 I can't factor anymore, 19 I can't factor anymore. 8 is 4 times 2, or 2 times 2 times 2, but nothing is going to simplify here, which means I would just multiply the numerators together, multiply the denominators together. 5 times 19, let's go ahead and use our calculator here. 5 times 19 will give me 95. And 3 times 8 is going to be 24. And that would be my answer. So let's go ahead and throw some words into these problems. Again, let's do a word problem. Miley's chocolate cookie bar recipe calls for half a cup.
Let's take a brain break for a second. Interesting. Must be a Gators fan.
Of sugar. How much sugar would Miley need if she's making 1 2/3 of a batch of cookie bars? Okay, so her recipe calls for 1/2 of a cup of sugar. How much sugar would she need if she's making 1 2/3 of a batch of cookie bars? So that means that if it was just one batch, she would just need a 1/2 cup. But she has 1 2/3 of a batch. So we would have 1 2/3 times a 1/2 cup here. Well, 1 2/3, I need to go ahead and make an improper fraction. Multiply and add. Denominator, same. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 gives me 5 divided by 3 times 1/2. There are no factors here to simplify, so I would just multiply the numerators together. I would multiply the denominators together, and the answer is I will need 5/6 of a cup of sugar. So again,
You gonna share the cookies with me? You better, because the Bears lost. It'll help me forget their loss. Don't give them any Saints fans, though. Saints fans don't get any cookies.